Hi, my name's Adam, and back to Dean Permiss. These are the last remaining folders I have to show you with you today, and we're going to start this folder right here. Now, here we have a DoD Voluntary Educational Program report. Not everything's going to be everything's going to be down to earth, and I call it the Car House Candy Shop. The voluntary education part starts with your annual report of your high school undergrads and your Navy page and your graduate page. Now, I just recently found something very interesting. Navy busing. Yeah, Navy Command busing for P300, Navy Fact 300. Now, that's the railroad part. So now you can have, I was watching the news, I saw that they were having a regular school education place. One county was having bad times with their busing and repairs. If they happen to get the Navy CE commanding bus schedules going with using school buses, then there'd be Operation Lifesaver would go up all the way, and so would employment. It'd be better than able-bodied having regular school buses come out. And plus, when you have the rails, you might need about 30, 40, 50 guys out there. And it'd be a hell of a way better carpooling than what CSX did with the progressive cars. I see these little Kias running around with progressive signs, Kias with the CSX Transportation Incorporated logo. I'm thinking, nah, we got to go with school buses on this one. I'll show you the file of that. Back to the VOD educational repairment. What we mean by this is you waiver to the waiver. They may be wavered off in section and partisan. So the validation education will be awarded by requests and professional engineering training program. This is out of the State Highway Engineering. I get around this by saying that we have certified yards. Now, there's certified yards to everything. So, personally, we can get around the state infrastructure, State Highway Engineering case. And in Title 5 of the Government Operations and Employees, and Part 3 in Employees and Training, we go over the employees and what it is to have a 501 org, and employees and run a business. And these are CPOLR, Army.mil. Civilian personnel, Army and Mill. This is the training restrictions. The OCONUS training employees and station and CONUS guidance for the training restriction and contained. You'll see, another REMA scholarship, REMA Railway Engineering. You start picking on this, they'll start giving you 3 televisions one time. And this is an interim disinterment register log. I'm hoping to pick up a couple of my Anna Maria and Anna Strope and Anna Grace on this. This is an individual contracting action report. I'll later patch you with the CSX payroll team, and hopefully the CSX payroll team will take you on and further than I can take you, because right now I have no other DoD or administration help for this. And these are defense federal acquisition requisition contracts with educational institutions, hoping in becoming an educational in the secondary SOCAD, ACTEDAS, and DAWA's part. I really would hope to start a DoD what's up base. This is a teaching and training guide for the Army Inspector General. I go through more defense voluntary education programs for military personnel management and information. Looking for a couple DoD persons that want to intern and want an internship. I could possibly maybe provide that. There's more pages to it. How are we doing? Procedures and reporting data and completion. I've looked on DoD milestones. I'm going to put up my own milestone paper. This is a AR Manual Studies report recommendations. They have what they call a scale handbook. I can look up any kind of book you want on railroad trains. I can get it. I have a USA PALS. This is a printing request order in DoD. What we can get from the printing request of the DoD and binding with TO 5018 or the TO 518, the printing binding. You can order your own self. They sell you what's known as ink for a cent, a paper for a cent, and copy for a cent, and you can order printers, binding equipment, Xerox copy machines, paper, all at military cost, from printing and binding equipment for the through the DoD. We look at Chapter 46, railroad binding. This is more binding, duplication, addressing, blueprint, paper, office duplicating, printing systems. I plan on taking this down to the Paris, Florida. They have their own mail system here. I recently called them up. It's $40 membership just to get on their insurance, so you can go down there and really work as many days as you want. And defensive progress, we find that there are procedures for DoD pilot mentoring proteges well into an apprenticeship. The purpose, definitions, participation, eligibility program, duration, selection, protege, film, mentor, approval, development of mentor protege agreements, elements, programs, protege agreement. The mentoring will be done on elements of protege agreement. This gets all into the voluntary. I've handwritten 30 notebooks. I got your tests right here. These are tests out of the 553 thing. If you want to see it, once again, the DA 145 paper of the Army Correspondence for your civilian. I would like to tell you how much you go from E3 and you earn 3 credits, you move up 3 spots, like an extra stripe. You move up a stripe. E3, and that's only in AIPD courses. I guess I should take these out. Here is a educational service agreement. In the educational service agreement, they subscribe an acquisition of procedure, educational services in schools, colleges, universities, and other educational institutes. The subpart does not include the assistance agreement and payment by the government or partial tuition of the off-duty educational program. Educational service. An educational service is not a contract. By any ordering agreement of the government may order educational services. Educational service agreements and orderings. Educational service when. Limitations and durations. The service agreement reads, agreement number 1, the agreement entered into the blank of the day of the blank of between the government representative, the contractor, and the contracting officer and the contractor. Name of the institution, the educational institution located in the city and the state. 2, the secondary educational services provided by the contractor, government personnel, contractor, institution, and the contractor shall provide instruction for the standard offerings of the courses available for the public. The government shall be services and contractor a normal schedule of tuition and fee applicable to the public and the effect of the service performed. The government reviews the government will review an agreement annually for the anniversary of the effective date of the purpose of the incorporation changes by the required statutes and executive and federal acquisition regulations, the defensive acquisition regulation supplement, changes to the required and made in modification of this agreement, issuance of the superseding agreement. If the mutual agreement of the changes can be not reached, the government will terminate this agreement. The parties may be amended only by mutual consent, and the agreement shall be started on the paragraph 1 of the continuing until the terminated. This estimated annual cost of the agreement is blank, and the estimated is for administrative purposes only. Does not impose an obligation of the government to request the service to make any payment. Advance payments are authorized by the Title 10 of the U.S. Standard Code 2396A3 and submit invoices to the name and administrator of the activity. Basically, that's the education, the graduates, the covering, the convict and civil labor laws. More pilot mentoring. This one says, release of graduation of United States government and permission of the record procedures and programs transmitted in educational commercial broadcasting stations. Army Correspondence Program. This is the activist training catalog, once again with the Transportation Management CP4 development and is what will become into what is called the SES program under 2121 Washington Street, FRA dot. commission of the Garrison Committee Charter, and these will probably be for track repairer and track maintainer only out of the Get Tradoc book for the AK Cadets training catalog. Once again, record a freedom loss and freedom of information processing cost. Department of Oconus and Facilities, direct loans and guarantees. State infrastructure bank application. Another application loan agreement. The SIB guidelines for the federal, state, and in here is the Florida Department of State Funds and Infrastructure Banking and Financial Plan. This was the hand-printed black ink by the Donnie that would discreate what is known as our $10 million surplus of what was not a CRR. Our owner, Charlie Chris, and basically I do not see where he's going to get the first or second division without any help from this school at all. And that will do it for this book.